Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamak. This is Let's Play Limbus Company Mnestic Experience? I can never remember the name for it. Anyway, we don't have a battle scene for some reason. 9.520 photos. Did they accidentally hit us with the... No, that can't be right. They can't have hit us with the wrong battle scene first. Oh wait, no, it's just a fade to black trash mob that they aren't bothering to show. After the battle. Something sits ill with me. Amidst the sprawl of Escor's backstreet distorted with the flash, Angdu had her gaze fixed somewhere high overhead. And at the end of her gaze, are those photographs? A long line stretched across the open air, photographs hanging from it like laundry clipped onto a clothesline. I mistook it for a warding rope, Kumjal at first, and gave it little attention. Yet upon closer look, I saw those pictures hanging from the line. Perhaps they had been strung within the dark room and remained thus when the distortion took hold. Bizarre. Observation of unaffected elements in the space occupied by location-type distortion is most irregular. Indeed, the items we bore from the studio have already changed into various sites of Escor. Yet those alone remain as they were. Huh. Let's take them down and check them ourselves. Just as I was wondering if the line was perhaps too high for me to reach, Mersault stepped forward and plucked a few photos off it. And the instant he brought them to me, we heard another pop, and again a bright white flash blinded my vision for a moment. Good grief. This distortion likes to change its mind, keeps switching between Escor and Encore. This feels like getting caught in a flashbang detonation. My whole body tenses up, then goes slack right after. The other sinners were busy grumbling about the distortion and its sudden jumps, except for Mersault, who stood right in front of me with the photos still held in his hand. Oh, you didn't drop them? No. He gave his usual short answer, then returned his attention to the cylinder he had been shaking. He took the film out of the container and flicked the liquid off it with clean, controlled motions. Is the processing finally done? Wait, we're back here with the lights on now. Is it okay to take the film out? Yes. Exposure to light will not damage the film once the development is complete and the image is fixed. There is no cause for concern. That's a relief. I couldn't say I followed all the technical details, but no cause for concern was all I needed to hear. Sighing in relief, I held up the photograph so I could take a proper look. So, see anything odd in there, Manager Bud? There are people in them. The people in the photographs all look different from one another. If I had to pick one similarity between them though, they all looked cold and indifferent. Yeah, that's the city alright. Ordinary folks you'd see anywhere. These aren't like the photos we picked up at the studio earlier. Are these the kind of photographs they used to make canned experiences? What was that? The scenery around us seemed to ripple just now. I was about to ask Force if she'd also felt the strange sensation, but it faded away soon enough. Perhaps it's nothing serious. Maybe it was just a spell of random vertigo. Is it even possible to get dizzy when I've got a clock for a head? No. Mersault must have noticed I was out of sorts for a moment because he seemed to pause on purpose before answering my question. No, I thought you said docugraphers take these photos to put into canned experiences. Raw ingredients for canned experiences are handled exclusively by Grand Magazine Sisif. There is no known method for external parties to access them. Sisif, what? Oh, I think I've heard of it. Canned experiences, right, they're in high demand in other districts too, but the only brand stamped on them is Grand Magazine Sisif. Same name every time. I remember some of my classmates bragging about trying them whenever exam weeks came round. Never had one myself though, I can't really explain it, but something about them just feels kind of wrong. It's that popular, huh? The unprocessed base content of canned experience, known as experience matter, is supplied to reprocessing factories where docugraphers fine-tune the experience's details. Photographs are primarily used for that purpose. They can fine-tune experience? An easier example for understanding would be to consider why docugraphers take pictures of subjects such as buildings. A purchaser may wish to experience living in a luxurious building they could never afford. Another may wish to vent out impulses of violence by experiencing the burning of an expensive property. Demand for haute couture canned experience is increasing by the day. So that's why the photos from earlier were all fancy buildings. Yes, manager. Conversely, information concerning ordinary experience that can easily be encountered in reality is in low demand. Then why photograph these residents at all? Perhaps these were not images harvested for their commodity value, but pure photography in and of itself. Mayhap they have been captured for a desire to seize a vanishing thought through a lens. There are people who take photographs knowing that it would cost an exorbitant sum. I have seen some before. A staggering amount of money just to take a single photo. That is, if they could even manage to find a photographer who'd take the risk and help them take the picture. I'm not so crass as to put a price on sentiment and nostalgia, but spending this money on film rolls, what could have made this investment worth it? I'd say maybe this isn't just a matter of sentiments, or memories even. Leafing through the photographs, I quietly expressed my thoughts. Executive manager? I'm not exactly an authority on distortions, but I know they manifest through desires or emotions that become warped in bizarre ways. But everything the distortion has shown us so far points back to S-Core. That is, the S-Core from the past that only Kim and Ang-Do would have seen and remembered. These photos though, they're completely untouched by the distortion. Doesn't that feel off? There must be a strong fixation at play here, strong enough to slip past even a distortion. And if that obsession is something that refuses to let these memories be influenced, I think our next step should be to look for the people in these photos. These photographs are the only undistorted, unaltered clues we have. Dante said it would be advisable to locate the people shown in these photographs. Oh, good idea. Team leader did say we should accept input from the LCB with open arms. Hey Ang-Do, can you get me the office catalogue? We'll probably need to commission an office affiliated with 7 Association. Let's look for one that can take the request right away. Can someone tell Ezra where to find? I think I know where to find those people. Dante says one of the people shown in the photographs has already been found. What? When? How? Well, guess I'm just having a lucky day. I pulled the radio from my waist and switched it on without answering Ezra's question. DWRC. DWRC. I think she said, do we regroup clock? That one was especially hard to understand, Ryoshu. Rhodey is with you, right? Can you put her on? Okay. Rhodia, you there? Eh, what? Dante wants to talk? One sec, I kinda went overboard with the bread and pastries. My hands are completely full over here. I'm willing to bet she looks like her Leo Identity's standard image. Pastries? What kind? It's just one of everything. Can you grab extra brioche and baguettes for me too? Love the ones from that street. They're so good. Hold on, I gotta readjust the pile if I wanna... Just throw them on TF. They're packaged. Ryoshu, you can't treat food like that, Kay. Bakers have feelings too, you know. How do you think the baker would feel if they knew someone was treating their precious babies like trash? The scabbard is rattling again for no reason. Anyways, Dante, can you give me a sec if you need me to fight? Just need to cram these into my pockets real quick. No, it's not a fight. Huh? Then what's this about? I took a closer look at the words written on the wicker basket in the first photograph Marsault had brought me. Where's the bakery you're at? Wow, that's actually a really clever one, Dante. I didn't notice it until we went back to that scene a second time. Every identity has a combat passive and a support passive. But only when you get them to uptie 3, guys. Cans. Which isn't that far off how you pronounce one of the cities down here in Australia. The more you know. Ah, I know who you're looking for. The owner of the bakery was a woman holding the same wicker basket as the one in the photograph. She took one glance at the picture I held up for her and gave a quick nod. This man, he works in Cannery 17 right next. He's a regular. He used to drop by every morning to buy sandwiches to share with his co-workers. Haven't seen him around lately though. And those co-workers, I assume they were wearing the same uniform? Asking the question on my behalf, Utis showed the baker another photograph. Probably he was always wearing one too. I guess it's the cannery uniform. This confirms our lead, Executive Manager. A few inquiries at that cannery should bring us the information we need. Yeah, you're right, but it's just that she doesn't seem very concerned at all. She's one of the people in the photos that weren't affected by the distortion, right? Thought she'd be a close acquaintance. Allow me to verify, Executive Manager. Do you know the name of this regular you spoke of? His name? Am I supposed to know that? Though I wasn't expecting her to actually know his name, the apathy evident in her voice gave me pause. He took a photo of you. Wouldn't it be reasonable to assume that you're well acquainted with him? That. The baker's demeanor changed when Utis pressed the point. She gave a strange, unsettling smile before pulling something from her apron pocket. A thin and round, can-like object. He said he'd give me 5 of these canned experiences for free if I let him take my picture. He even said he'd throw in the doctograph of the building of my choice. He docographs buildings, right? He even takes work trips to the Nest every now and then. So I asked him to get me a docograph of this lovely mansion I saw by the Nest suburbs. I know I'll never get to afford a beautiful place like that, but this way I could at least experience what it's like. And gosh, it was everything I'd hoped for. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there was a distinct eeriness to that dreamy, blissful smile on that baker's face that sent a chill down my spine. Young Marsault, are these canned experiences truly possessed of such marvels, to pluck all semblances of reason from one's countenance? They maintain high demand across the city. District 14 is only one of several markets. Dost thou mean that those indulging canned experiences may experience venturing on an expedition to the Great Lake and bungee jumping off the summit of that skyscraper yonder as they remain seated where they are? They may, however. Oh, a magic can, allowing one to pursue any dream the heart may conceive. Verily, I confess mine own soul is much tempted. It differs from pursuing a dream. Mass-produced canned experiences are made from experience matter mixed with various modified information. The resulting end product enables intense stimulation through altered memory. Therefore, it is unlike the dream as expressed by Don Quixote. Wait, Okay, there was something about the way she pursed her lips that made me think, wait, is she giving the tiniest of smiles there? No, it's just pursed lips. A piece of memory refined along numerous processing stages of the cannery's production lines is not equivalent to genuine experience. meaning the usage of experience in her previous statement must also be amended. Memories altered for intense stimulation. That does indeed sound quite shady. Oh, how doth this cast shade upon the boons granted by the can? Adventures and tales are, forsooth, inclined toward a little grandeur. It is because the memories provided by the canned experiences are extremely vivid. Statistics have shown that users of the cans interpret them as authentic experiences and become dependent on them. They're addictive drugs, gotcha. A possible cause of the formation of dependence patterns is that canned experience allow one to feel as one has achieved a dream that is, in reality, impossible. Art thou implying that the users are made content with devouring forged dreams stored in instant use cans? Worse still, the user may no longer strive to chase dreams in the waking world. For the sweeter and more splendidly a dream is embellished, the more impossible it will appear to be grasped within one's own hands. To become a cause for surrender, instead of inciting one to march forth, verily, doth it not annul the significance of dreaming itself, if the resultant dream rouseth not the spirit to gallop toward it? Whether that annuls its significance I cannot know, but they sell well. They're addictive. Look, you're making Don Quixote unhappy. So, how much will you be buying? Buy what? You came barging in with all these questions, and I was patient enough to answer them politely, wasn't I? Don't you think you owe me a sale or two? You're not about to leave without buying a single loaf after crowding out my bakery and scaring off my customers, are you? Her case was on point, actually. With our whole group gathered around, the passers-by gave us a wide berth and hurried on, whispering among themselves. No one was about to come in and buy bread like that. Come on, lady, I practically cleared your shelf already, didn't I? You did? Where the hell are you keeping all that then? Do you even got to ask? Course I had some already, and the rest is tucked safely in my coat pocket so we can all share later. So you already ate some. Let's buy a little more. It's true we scared off the other customers. Understood. Given that the expenses made to facilitate this operation, the lack of prior budgeting should not pose a problem. Ah, nice. Sesame rice bun for me, please. It was Kim. He really did have a knack for making an entrance at the least expected moments. Hey, mister. Where have you been this whole time? Wait. Be cross with me all you like, but just give me a moment. Ezra paused, waiting in puzzled anticipation. Only for Kim to take a sesame rice bun from the baker's hands and chomp into it. I'm ready. Freaking waste of bread! Ezra's angry fist drove straight into Kim's solar plexus, folding him to the ground like a crumpled sack of potatoes as he rolled away. At this rate, the owner might start charging us for the whole bakery next. Roof and all, best get away from here. Manager. Brissot approached me as we walked down the street with Ezra and Kim still squabbling behind us. He was holding a roll of something brown and tightly coiled. Huh? I have completed development of the film per your instruction. Oh, so this is the film in that canister you were shaking. Do I just unroll it? Hold it up against the sun or other sources of light. As it is a reversal film, the images should be visible as they were photographed. I had no idea what a reversal film meant, but I did as he said and unrolled the film. Okay, I can see... that's pretty cool. Oh, is it showing? Can I see too? Move over a bit, let me have a look too. It was hard to make out the details because the images were too small, but I could still tell the strip was packed with almost identical pictures. Is this the same person in every shot? In the same pose in all of them? You're right. No, wait a second. See the arm here? The further along the strip you go, the lower it gets. Yeah, and the head looks like it's turning to the right. Ah! We were all squinting up at the tiny frames on the film when Sinclair suddenly flinched and went stiff, like he'd seen something he shouldn't have. A second later, all colour drained out of his face. Sinclair? What's the matter? This reminds me of something I learned in school. You draw a picture in the corner of a stack of notes or a thick book, in the exact same spot in every page. You start with the arms down, then you make one small change on each page, nudge the arms up higher and higher until they're raised all the way up. And then when you flip the pages fast enough, the drawings stop looking like separate images. The still figure starts moving. That class was called Introduction to Motion Pictures. I remember the teacher saying that video footage we watch are all made the same way. Are you saying that this is... It's a continuous sequence of still images? The arrangement of the frame suggests that this film strip is highly likely to constitute footage. A violation of Encore's taboo. Oh boy. Huh. See, for a moment there, I thought, that can't be bad. No, Encore doesn't have a ban against photographs, it has a ban against recorded footage. That's what's going to get us in trouble. Okay, well, next time on Limits Company, we're going to get in trouble. See you then.